I saw someone asked a question about the drone. I'll grab a quick link. I'll even, if you're okay, I'll do it right now. I'll grab a link and I'll drop it in the chat.
I want to get a drone, but my wife keeps telling me no because she knows I'm just gonna be a giant kid with it and buzz around.
Oh man, it's so fun.
Yeah,
it really is. It's so good, and my goodness, if more of our industry did this, they could capture such amazing content.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I know you're an RC plane guy too. So see, it's right up your alley.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's true that I'm not afraid to put something in the air and fly it around, and so it's not for everybody. But if you do it, it's now. I love Katie's recommendation: get the homeowner's approval.
yeah, danger.
make sure they sign something. But it's the DJI Mini 3 Pro is a super low cost, really easy to fly drone that capture. And what's nice is it'll capture horizontal content, and you can rotate the camera mid-flight, and it'll capture portrait. So full resolution portrait content. So great for posting to social media.
Hey, Ron, what's the learning curve on learning to fly those?
Man, it's really my son's been flying them since he was 7. So it's easy.
So
I mean, because you don't. So what now?
Engage a toddler then for your DJI.
Engage someone in elementary school for sure. But no, I mean, because it doesn't have to be anything exotic. You literally can just go up, go out, get the picture, and take a picture. Or there's automatic buttons like in the DJIs that you do what are called quick shots, and it will do the cinematic, exciting shot where it zooms out or does an elliptical pattern, and it's just a button press. Like you don't have to know how to fly it to do that. So and then you can do other like sexy shots, like the Mini 3 Pro has the follow feature. So you literally can put it on the hood of your car, fly it up to 30 feet, and then just on your app, just on the follow feature, just circle your car. And so, for example, you could get this wonderfully dramatic shot of your car rolling into a project. It looks like you got a helicopter crew, but no, it's just your little drone catching you, and you don't have to know how to fly it. It's just one button press. So you get some really, I mean, we don't see a lot of that content out on social media from our industry. There's a couple of people doing it, but it's really easy to do. So if a few people were to step out of their comfort zone and try it out, it could be pretty cool. Probably would get a lot of attention.
Hey, Ron, a question just came in late. He's not on. We still have a few attendees, by the way, 4. But Ryan Beatty had a question. Any resources for text message marketing? I could follow up with them after on an email.
Yeah, I think the best way for me to answer that is I'm getting that question more and more over the last 12 months. And so I don't have, we've researched a number of different platforms, but we don't practice it. We don't practice it for ourselves or for clients yet. So we don't have a solution that I'd feel comfortable recommending. I think we're trying to thread the needle and find out exactly who is it right for and under what circumstances is it right, where it's not imposing. Our review solution does send out via text. So, and we do find that the conversion rate on reviews from text is around 5x that over email. So that is a very laser target application we've been practicing since 2018. But other than that, I mean, text is still the protected space in your orbit right now. Most of us, if we get a text, we immediately respond because it has not yet been abused by marketers. And I'm sure we marketers will get in and screw it up. So I haven't fully resolved how to do that yet. I don't know. Katie, do you have a recommendation?
Again, none that have been vetted. I know there are some retailers who use a platform called Podium, and that seems to be a pretty broadly used one. I don't have experience in implementing it. I'm seeing more and more brands, particularly those that sell direct to consumer, are using it a lot more, and giving something up in order to get permission to do so. it's anywhere from 10% off, 20% off, free shipping, get an item free if you consent to being text messaged. I'll tell you that I think it's a bit of a slippery slope because it's easy to get somebody to buy in, but then as soon as you start utilizing it, the ability and the likelihood that they're going to opt right out because you're not serving them what they're interested in getting. What is the perception then of your brand at that point? And that, to me, being brand advocate and brand cop, becomes very, very concerning. So it kind of goes back to that conversation about the sanctity of your list. Do you have their permission first? And do you have their permission? And do they have a desire to be fed everything you want to feed them? And if not, you need to make sure that you're tagging them for their very specific areas of interest. Otherwise, you're going to lose them before you hook them. And I think that's really scary, and the cell phone is still pretty hallowed ground. It's, while we're giving out our number more freely and, for 20%, I'll, for the right thing, I'll certainly play that game too. But, using myself as an example, which isn't always the best thing to do, how quickly I opt out once I get hammered, and there are 2 brands that I'm still on. And for me, it's sort of amusing to watch of like, good Lord, at what time of day are you texting me? What are you texting me? How many times have you texted me the same thing that I haven't responded to, which means I'm not interested. And now you're just me off. But I'm not ready to cancel out yet because I'm in the business and I'm, and I'm watching how they.
You're curious. You want to see what they're doing.
Exactly. So I'm very curious to how they're executing the strategy and how they're doing it well and how they're not doing it well. It is something that I'm keenly watching for my retail accounts and making suggestions, but I'm not ready to execute just yet. I think we've got a little bit more time for this to flesh out to see really the long-term strategy behind it being effective.
Another name I've heard mentioned is Haymarket. So for what it's worth, HEY Market. I know a few AV retailers that are using that, and they've come to me and said, should they do it? And again, I agree with everything Katie said. We're still neutral right now, just kind of watching and observing.
Thanks. That's great. I'm glad we're leaving the tape rolling on here. So this is
exactly. This is a whole nother segment for what you missed when you jumped early, or
yeah, that's right.
We didn't actually wrap yet, but but we should wrap and pick this up, another day and extend on it because it's really we touched on a lot. We jammed a lot into the hour, but there's so much more to it, and a lot of the nuances. I like to use that phrase, "The devil's in the detail," and there's. As readily as we want to recommend a lot of these things and services that we provide, there are things that you can do yourself, but if you do yourself, then you need to be aware of some of the disadvantages and the pitfalls that you very likely are going to fall into. And just, it can't be said enough. So.
Great. Thanks. And what I'll do is in our next newsletter, I'll bring up that we talked 15 minutes after about some other stuff, and then I'll have the link. Well, depending, Jeff, no stress on you, buddy.
Yeah, no, we're already going to call this after chats.
Okay. So yeah. So the deep thoughts by Jack Handy, it's after chats by Jeff.
That's right. Well, Josh and Katie and Eric and team, Jeff, I just want to say thanks. Appreciate the opportunity to do this. Honored to do so. And again, just thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for your time and expertise, and we'll let you go and see you soon. I got the DJI thing up. I could send that link out. I'm on one of these now. All righty. Okay.
Good. All right, guys. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Be well.